Hi, welcome to my Patreon page. So I wanted to take this moment, just a little introduction of me and who I am, and also to welcome you to Patreon. And thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and hope that you do decide to subscribe to the many different tiers that I have to offer. So many people are not very familiar with Patreon, and there is a welcome video that you can watch that will explain the whole development of the actual Patreon, I would say Patreon sensation. But basically, it is a platform that allows people like me to offer our services, to offer our show, whatever it is that we're creating as a creator. And you have the option to subscribe to our work. So that's a little bit about what Patreon is. So this is a monthly membership that you would be signing up for. And truly, you would be a part of my life in all of the work that I do spiritually as well as in the paranormal. So what is it that I'm creating? Well, many of you may or may not have known that I've been in the paranormal industry for a good 10 years now. I've been a medium my entire life. It's something that just is who I am. From the time I was a child, I was always aware of this ability. And over the past 10 years, I've used this, I really fully embraced the ability. And I have gone on the journey of providing lots of opportunities for people to also explore their abilities themselves. You can go to my website, which is KarenTatro.com. I offer many paranormal events. I offer a lot of workshops, classes, lectures. There's like so much that I do, psychic fairs, all which present an opportunity for everyone to be a part of what I do. The development of this show, Into the Light, came really, honestly, about 6 years ago. I worked on a case. It's a private case that I had in my hometown. And that case was one of my most profound, I have had many profound cases, but that was one of my most profound cases in the entire development of what transpired during that whole case from the beginning to the end. And during that time period, I had absolutely no awareness that one of the family members of that family was an NBC cameraman producer. And he reached out to me to discuss the possibility of having a TV show and creating a pilot based on my life as a medium. The idea to show a little bit more in depth what it really is like to work on a haunted location. I have always had the belief, and really the core of who I am, is that wherever there is paranormal activity, there is spirituality. And wherever there's spirituality, there's also paranormal activity. It really is coexisting in some ways one and the same. I've always had this understanding that spirits that are residing in locations are people. And good people, bad people, there's a whole plethora of the different types of experiences that occur in a location. But they are people that lived a life. Just like you and me, they loved, they had family, they had pain, they had darkness, they had guilt, they had joy, they had everything. And they lived physically. And they're no longer living. There is multiple reasons why energies still stay in locations or linger behind. My work as a medium is more so not about just discovering the excitement of seeing the chair move in a location or the lights going on and off and the paranormal activity that usually excites everybody and draws them in because you want to go and discover the ghost that's in that location. That's a natural thing that everybody is mystified by that. Everybody is just drawn to that experience and wanting to experience that for themselves. All of us from the time we were kids, I'm sure everybody can say that they were intrigued by the haunted house that you knew in town and oh my God, you wanted to go there so bad. when I was a child and in my time period growing up, that wasn't such a welcomed thing. It was to be truly feared, because I grew up in the time period of The Exorcist and the Amityville Horror and all these things that you thought, no, I'm not going to that place. Where now so much everybody's become so much more aware of paranormal and spirituality that there's a plethora of information that you can learn and be educated. And we all now embrace the understanding that these hauntings are people. So my goal has always been not so much the actual paranormal activity of why the chairs moved or why the lights gone off in this location, but who is doing that? Who actually is turning the light off? Who is making these things occur in a house? And what is their story? Why are they still here? Why are they reaching out? Some of them are not really very wonderful people. They lived really, had a lot of bad choices in life. I've worked on many cases that have been extremely dark, and not everyone has a happy life. So that is the story that I am sharing. That's what my show is about, to show you from the beginning of when I have a case, how I deal with working that case, to the end of what needs to be resolved. If that spirit and person needs to be able to coexist until they are ready to continue on in their own spiritual growth. Some spirits don't even realize that they are past. As bizarrely as that sounds, that's a true case. Some people have traumatic experiences at their death, and they have almost a little bit of a cloud of, almost like when you're waking up from a dream and you're not quite sure if you're still dreaming or if you're awake. So there's many reasons that spirits have this need or this circumstance of where they're staying behind. So that really is what my show is about. Now, I created on this Patreon channel, there's a few different opportunities. I have a spiritual tier and I have a paranormal tier. So the spiritual tier is really designed to being a part of all the other things that I do as a medium. I will be sharing my Awakenings course. I will be sharing the Realm of You. I'll be sharing tapping into your own spirit guides. I will be offering monthly videos to basically bring you into the world of embracing your own spirituality, embracing your own gifts, but also being a part of understanding mine. So that particular tier is going to be, I guess I would say, very enlightening. It would be very beneficial for you if you have ever been curious about any of the things that I do. I'm also going to offer my rune cards, which I have created these rune cards with the help of my parents, who are artists. And the rune cards are basically, all of the artwork is from them. And then you will have the written words at the bottom, which is basically my interpretation of the rune symbols. I will be pulling a card each week, and we'll be doing weekly card readings. You also, in those tiers, have the opportunity to have a free deck as part of one of the tiers. So there's going to be a lot. You'll have a month full of all kinds of really wonderful things. The paranormal tiers are about the show. And basically, the show that I am producing, when I began talking with the producer and we created the pilot, we decided that, and the pilot is off still being kind of fine-tuned, and it is, hopefully a network will decide to pick it up, but I decided that really didn't want to wait, because I felt that I needed to not wait for a network to pick up the show. We decided to produce the show ourselves. It's a little bit different because I don't have a camera crew on me 24/7 like I would creating the pilot, or if it was on the network. But basically, with the help of my son, who, Garrett, is very talented in the video world, and is something that he is gifted in being able to do a lot of the creative editing. So I have a small team that will be a part of creating the show for you to watch and subscribe to Now, the show is about my cases, as I said, and each month you will receive behind-the-scene episodes. You'll actually obviously receive the episode, which is going to air once a month. Ideally, the more Patreons that we have, the more that this grows, the more opportunity that we'll be able to air maybe 2 episodes a month. But right now, 1 episode a month is what will be aired. But there will be a lot of videos regarding the creation of that episode, the behind the scenes of that episode. I will basically bring you into my experience in my life from the beginning of working a case to the end of working a case. This will also allow you to come into the world of understanding who it is that's haunting locations. There will be a ton of historical elements to the show. We will be doing interviews. We'll be doing research. You'll be a part of the whole thing, as well as showing you the life of whoever that case is about. Some of the cases are incredible. It's amazing what you will learn from being a part of this show. You will learn a lot about your own life. I have always believed that, and this is what everything that I do really encompasses this reality. Understanding the spirit world has everything to do with understanding your physical life and how you live it in your own mortality. Because the best way to achieve knowledge is to go to the source. So what better way to understand why a spirit, a person who was living that passed and is still lingering around in a location and not continuing on in their own spiritual journey? What better way than to talk to them personally? To have the opportunity for them to share their story. And as they share their story, and as we communicate with them, there is a healing that is happening. It's kind of like many people have referred to me almost as a spirits therapist, because, and that's exactly what I do. I am not only counseling the people that are physically living in a home on how to deal with the interaction of spirit or spirits. Sometimes there's multiple spirits that are in a location. But also, I am, in many ways, I am educating and being a therapist to the spirits that are there, of why they're still lingering. What is it that they need to forgive within themselves? What part of that physical life do they need to let go of? What belief system do they need to let go of so that they can move on? And it turns into a lot of laughter at times. It turns into a lot of tears. Some of these cases are amazing in what you learn about love. A couple of the cases that you'll be a part of one is a beautiful love story of a man that love truly transcends all time. A man not wanting to leave his home, waiting for the love of his life to come and get him and to explain to him what happened. And I can't say any more. Some of the cases are dark. A woman that is dealing with an energy that is physically harming her. Some of the cases are about history. People that they built the home. They've had multiple generations in the home. And they have a solid foundation in the town and the community. And they don't want to leave. A part of them, they're not unhappy. There's a part of them that wants to stay there because their identity is there. There's so many cases, so many things to discover, and I want you to be a part of that. So basically, all you have to do is decide when you're on the channel, just look and see. There are different tiers that you can choose from. I hope to add a lot more tiers if possible. There will always be a ton of videos and a ton of things to be a part of. In the future, I do have a tier also that's kind of like the VIP, where you are part of everything that I do. You're a part of all the spiritual work that I do, and you're a part of the show and the paranormal work that I do. The VIP eventually will also have the benefit of being a part of a live communication. So I will have some live communications that you can be a part of that will be streaming, as well as I will have a couple of my paranormal events that will be geared towards streaming live, so that people who can't physically come to some of my paranormal events will have an opportunity wherever you are to be a part of it while you're in the comfort of your own home. So there's going to be so much that I'm going to offer, so much that I'm already offering, but there's also going to be a lot more depending on how well this all grows. So welcome to my page. I hope that you enjoy. If you have any questions, send me an email, and I look forward to being a part of, or you being a part of, my life.